um, the moon first and the planets and what's going on, because we have a lot of energy happening right now, which is why I'm not surprised that we have a full house tonight. And there were a few other girls that were setting intentions to come on tonight, but they couldn't. And it's just because our energy right now is hitting us right in the heart chakra, because that is what's connected with relationships. And Libra is actually it rules the love planet of Venus, and the love planet, which is Venus, and it also governs our relationships, our partnerships, the relationship with ourselves, balance and harmony. So what's happening is the universe is illuminating where we are not in harmony, and where we aren't balanced, and where we need to heal our relationships, including the relationship with ourselves. So what's happening is, for us, this is where we start to feel on edge very easily, or we feel tension within us, or we feel tension in our relationships if we haven't been focusing on the areas where we need to heal them. And that's all coming from within here. So this is very potent right now, and this is also a rare occurrence of two of the same sign full moons in one sun sign is occurring. So we're in Aries sun season, and there was a Libra full moon at the beginning of the sun season, and this is the last day of the sun season, and they're both in Libra, which makes this energy very potent. And that is why there's a lot of tension and pressure right now, and we feel anxious, and all those other things seem to be trying to catch our attention, including the areas where we haven't been feeling inspired, where we really need to bring some more creative energy to it. So that's going to be showing up. Okay, so I wrote down a lot today because I wanted to make sure I covered everything. Sometimes I will just channel it, but right now I really want to speak to all of this energy occurring right now. So this Libra full moon is a time for us to take action. This is on the full moon specifically. So full moons are a time for us to take action. It's the most active phase. Think about how there's so much light energy that's like, that's bringing us energy to be able to use it. And the moon is like, here you go. Here's a full boost of energy that you need to really focus on these areas and what energy I'm giving to you. So it inspires us to do the work necessary to manifest the dreams we planted on the new moon. So we're connecting with the new moon from October 18, which was in Libra. So if you did any journaling around this, if you set any intentions during this time, this is a great time to reflect over what you wrote down. And this is why I, especially in our group, ask the girls to journal in here so we can always go back to, our journey and what we are manifesting into our lives. So for me, my intentions were to release codependencies. And I also shared this within our Divine Goddess group. So most of the girls should be really noticing that they want to focus on releasing their codependencies, whether that's with relationships. We get codependent on relationships, whether that's a codependency on food, which happens to be mine, whether it's a codependency on alcohol, whether it's a codependency on your phone, certain emotions that we bring up, just whatever we do that we are codependent on that is outside of ourselves. That's really where our focus is. Especially for the girls in a group. It may be something else for you where you set intentions for something specific. And now you're starting to notice that the universe is asking you to release it. So this work involves forming new habits, new ways of thinking, and letting go of old patterns. So we tend to go through the same patterns, and we go in cycles. And as we start to become aware of this, we notice that we have to shift them, because the patterns aren't going to change until you do the healing. So this is what's illuminating right now. We really want to let go of our old patterns. So the light of the moon helps us see where we need to focus so we can attract what we desire. And this is how it happens. This is how we set the intentions, and this is how we manifest. So we now have the energy to be inspired and create the breakthroughs. So now's the time to really find those ways to key into your creativity to get inspired again and create those actions so you can have those breakthroughs needed. So this is a yang moon. So we have yin and yang moons. Yin is more feminine energy, yang is more masculine energy. So masculine energy, it creates more motivation to act. It's more of our external lives, the masculine energy, physical, that's what we're connecting with, while feminine is our emotions. So this rarity of the two back-to-back full moons in Libra allows us to work more deeply with the energies of Libra. So, which I said before, governs our partnerships, our relationships with ourselves, beliefs in wrong and right. So we got the balance of the scales, and it's going to help us shift our old ways of thinking. So old ways of thinking is one person's wrong, one person's right. But what we're really challenging ourselves right now to do is see that if one person's wrong, the other person's wrong. If one person's right, the other person's right. So really see where you can key into where you're right in some ways, and the other person or whatever it is also right. Because when you're acting and when you feel someone else is being wrong, you're also acting in the wrong. So just be aware of that when that's coming up. And also it's bringing up our ability to handle confrontation. So I noticed this came up for my husband recently, with two situations that were not good. That was based around our dogs, that we basically had people that were not handling them correctly, and it was challenging him to stand up and be confrontational. So this is the universe, this isn't these people. So when we take things personally, we are misguided because we are seeing these people as the ones doing something to us, when really all they are is a representation and expression of the universe for us to be able to heal. So whether that is, so for him, those two situations where those people did that was for him to really grow in the area where he needs to be less passive aggressive and more confrontational. So really key into these situations where they're helping you grow. So it's a time to define our relational space, including the relationship with ourselves, to release any energies that are not serving our evolution. So for me, I want to make sure that I speak to this correctly. So for me, I'm releasing energy. So this is not good for my evolution at all. And I know this. I'm releasing caffeine, I'm releasing sugar, and I'm releasing processed carbs completely. So last year, I was on a roll with it. Roll. I was like getting there. The girls in my group know that I stopped caffeine for like 3 weeks. Then all of a sudden the universe hit me and said, hold up, this is not happening yet. But you see how it feels, so now you're going to see where you want to get to again, but we're going to take you for another ride and basically allow you to feel that heavy energy while you are in that addiction. And then that was around October, actually, when I set those intentions. It was actually probably November. So I went through another of this stagnant energy that was within me started to come up. And you have to feel it to heal it. So that was me feeling it. And now it's ready to be released. So now I'm going to be able to take these actions to actually hopefully long term, and there won't be another go around to this, but who knows, we go in cycles. But for me to be able to truly quit those things. So this could be also emotional. Like it doesn't necessarily just have to be something physical. Maybe you self-sabotage yourself by talking negatively to yourself. So maybe you were doing a great job with it, or maybe you haven't at any time, but it's illuminating right now. You're seeing yourself talking shit to yourself, right? So now that is for you to release, so because that's not serving your evolution, right? So just key into those things that are illuminating, because whatever it is not keeping you, but it's just not serving you, and it's ready to be released. And we really want to be lighter. So that's the goal right now, is to become lighter, freer, and more connected with love and compassion. So it could also be showing up in our, like, let's say how we are in our partnerships. Maybe we are taking things personally. Maybe we are defensive. Maybe, you know, we are not showing compassion to the other person by listening to them. Maybe we're speaking too much. So that's not serving us, right? So now we got to step back and listen more and show compassion and try to discover who that person is, rather than trying to tell them who we are, because we know who we are. They don't need to know that. We need to know who they are for us to understand them, so they can understand us. So we are learning to also become one with others. And that's not necessarily speaking to who we are. It is, because we need to speak our truth, but also it's listening and trying to understand that other person as well. So the energy of Aries has been helping us understand our soul's journey. So we're at the end of this now. So now we should have a good idea, somewhat, what our mission is and what we're supposed to be doing on this path and this journey, on this lifetime on Earth, right? So we're going to get some, we probably got at least bits and pieces or key information. I know I am fully living in my purpose, and now I'm just trying to see how I can elevate it and evolve it and really bring it to as many people that need it as possible. So that's where my next evolution of my soul's journey is. So for you guys, it may be something else. It may be actually starting that journey where you've been focusing too much on other external energies that are not really where your focus should be, and now you're trying to bring it to this. So doesn't matter where you are. We're all on a similar path, but we're starting to evolve where we know that we have a purpose here. And our number one mission as a planet is to really heal the planet. So we all have our own way of doing that, and that's where our mission serves a purpose. So unifying as one, healing the planet. How is your mission bringing you closer to that? So now is the time to apply what we have learned about our internal relationships and to our external ones. So this past Libra full moon in the beginning of the season was all about our internal relationships. It was showing up to us how, you know, we're learning more about ourselves and the relationships we have. So that could be, you know, your relationship with other people, your relationship with money, your relationship with your career, your relationship with your beliefs and values, your relationship with your emotions, and yourself. So it was really, I mean, yourself is all of these things, but really bringing it back, your relationship with codependencies, like all these relationships were all internal. So now we're actually going to take the action and apply it externally. So this is where it's going to start to show up in our lives. So like for me, my focus, I know for like releasing my codependencies, for example, it's starting to show up. I'm starting to do those tools again that help me get back to that place I was in when I had to take a break from that because it was all internal. So now I'm showing it out externally again. So also bringing it to our external relationships with other people. Always make sure. So this is a time, we're going to be doing a ritual around this, but we're letting go of certain things right now, and that includes certain relationships. But I always feel like there can be a healing with relationships if they feel like they're meant to be in your life, even if that person isn't showing up as whole or you're not showing up as whole. But really reflect over this fact, because this is important. Can you be yourself in this relationship? Can you show up authentically? Reflect over every relationship. See yourself standing there in front of that person. Are you authentically being yourself? If you are not, reflect over the fact why you are not. You know, we don't want to be holding pieces of ourselves back on what we have to say. Or in general, like who we are. We don't want to hold any of that back. And if we are, we have to really reflect over why we are and if that's something that can be changed. Or is that a relationship that needs to be released in a way that you can create space for a new relationship that's more aligned with you. And I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about coworkers, I'm talking about partnerships, relationships, romantic ones. So just really self-reflect over the ones in your lives right now. So the first requirement of any long-term partnership is, do you get to be you? Discover why you feel as if you can't be yourself. So this is what I'm saying. So this moon is also illuminating where we need to find balance, make choices that are best for us and also for the relationship. Remember, I said this is really around relationships. So making sure, we're going to make the best choices for us, but is it also benefiting the relationship? So now we're going to create that balance where it's not just about us, but it's also about creating the balance with the relationship that it's affecting or it's connected with. Find the alignment and be willing to let go for the sake of the relationship, but also determine the non-negotiable. This is where we find balance. There's going to be non-negotiables. Do not, sacrifice yourself for certain things that are non-negotiable and don't feel right in your heart. But if you can compromise in some areas and you're like, okay, I could do this. And remember, we are working towards being whole. So when you are whole, this is a great thing to remind yourself. I am whole. I don't need anything from anyone. You don't, because everything is coming from God and within you. So always reflect over that. I am whole. I don't need anything for anyone. I don't need an apology because I am whole already, but I would like to understand, the other person better. So I will release that, let go of that for the sake of the relationship and allow myself to really be and understand the other person. We need to learn to balance the steps we need for our individual life path when we merge paths with another. So this is where the compromise comes in somewhat, but also knowing that these steps cannot just be like full-fledged ahead. We need to also, check in with the other person as well. I think this is really around actually it could be around kids too. But the people that are around you on a regular basis, making sure that you're checking in to see if this is working for that relationship as well. And start to really pay attention to where you can shift your energy to create more balance. So we also want someone who can support our journey without becoming a distraction. So if you feel like there's distractions happening, you need to speak to that. And that's where we need to speak our truth and try to figure that out and see if there's a way to fix that or does it need to be released completely? I've had to do that within my relationship. You girls saw it. So that had to be done with because it was distraction for me to move forward on my path. And I did not want to be focused on that anymore. So fucking hold yourself to integrity, figure it out. And if you can't, bye. But right now I'm going to trust you and keep you to your word. And that's going to be it, and I'm going to continue my way. And once you're a distraction again, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen, but right now it's good. So I needed to speak to it, in a loving way. Of course, I'm saying this, very tough love, like as I'm speaking it, but also, I did have concerns as it was occurring. Like, okay, this, I was speaking from my heart. I'm like, this can't happen anymore. So find out where the distractions are, whether it's someone, this was a situation where the person, or I'll talk, my husband, he's sleeping. The only reason I'm not really saying this, he was hurting himself in a way. He was drinking. So I couldn't watch that anymore. And it was a distraction for me. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something like that. Just key into where there are distractions and there needs to be a shift with other people. And speak to it. Speak your truth with confidence. This is where we need to express ourselves, but with love. So our external relationships are also a direct reflection of our internal ones. So if we are imbalanced internally, we then bring that energy to our relationships. So this is why it's so important to keep yourself balanced and keep yourself the focus. Because when you're unbalanced and you're not completely in that harmonious place within yourself, which, is it's a flowing energy that you need to kind of feel into at all times, which until you kind of get that flow. But as we recondition, it takes a little bit. So that's why your focus on yourself is so important, because it's going to show up in our other relationships, which is everything else around us. So we need to always key back into ourselves and check in. So what we really want in our relationships that would keep it balanced is open, honest communication, which is free of games. So being real, just being straight up real, speaking your truth with love, and that's it. When we don't have internal harmony, this is hard to achieve. So imbalance shows up as either overly aggressive or overly confrontational. And then, so that's around Libra energy. Now that's around our Aries energy. What am I saying? Okay, so our Aries energy, when it's unbalanced, is showing up as overly aggressive or confrontational, right? So then we have our Libra energy. When that is unbalanced, it's showing up as overly passive aggressive and overly indecisive. So we're not trying to connect with that. We're trying to connect with the decisiveness. And hold on, I wrote a quote here. Sorry, that's why I was getting distracted, that I wanted to speak to. They'll explain a little better. So ideally, in any meeting of energies, both parties show up balanced and feeling in harmony internally. This balance ensures that the discussion becomes free of drama or manipulation. It may not always be possible for both parties to show up in their highest vibratory balanced selves. If you feel you or your partner showed up in any imbalanced way, take the time together to breathe and create space for balance before starting the discussion. So this keeps it from being an emotional discussion. This keeps it balanced, harmonious, and both sides are feeling in peace as this discussion is happening. Now, if one side is not feeling that way, it's going to be an imbalanced conversation. So neither one of you are going to receive what you both want to receive. So we have to take that space to breathe. So if one partner is so much in their emotions, they can't breathe, which tends to happen sometimes, you can breathe for them. We are one. So start to get in that habit that, okay, I am balanced right now. My partner is not. So I'm going to breathe for that person, and I'm going to allow them to come back to me when they're feeling better, and they'll want to have that conversation. But this is where patience and compassion and understanding needs to come in for us to really create this effective communication within our relationships. So how to connect with this Libra and Aries energy around this: state your opinions with ease and grace, not with aggressiveness, and not with confrontation, just with ease and grace, that you're not trying, you don't need anything, but you just need to state your opinion because it's important to you, and it's your truth, basically. So create clear boundaries without frustration or aggressiveness. Honor yourself and teach others to do the same. So for example, like if there's something, so I'll use the drinking. I'm not okay with you drinking because it doesn't, you're not honoring yourself. Or I won't say that, but I would be like, it doesn't honor myself to be around someone that is on alcohol. I'll say something like that. And that's showing them that you honor yourself so they can honor themselves. Because when you're acting in that way, the other person is going to be kind of lit up because it awakens them. It awakens something in them that they might not even understand. And they're going to be like, like they might not say it out loud, but it's going to kind of click in their head a little bit. So when you start to act in integrity like that and act into your truth like that, it really lights up for that other person. But when you show up confrontational and aggressive about it, like if I said it in this way, if I said, I really don't want you drinking, it's not good for you and it's not good for the kids, that doesn't show up with grace and ease. It shows up as that person is wrong. The other person is wrong. So really finding that balance and bringing it back to you. Like, I can't be around this. It doesn't honor me, and I have a hard time connecting with you, and whatever. So bring it back to you. That helps a lot. Release any lower vibrations as you reflect over your patterns and behaviors that do not align with these energies. So if you see yourself, so We need to communicate our needs and listen to our heart to make decisions. Don't let the other person make the decision for you. And if you're not sure what your decision should be, that's where you need to be in stillness and connect with your heart. There's no rush for any sort of decisions that you're not sure of. And communicate your needs within the relationship, whatever it is. Just make sure that you're not holding it in, because that's when you have those episodes where the other person starts doing things that you're not okay with, for example, or whatever it is, and it like just doesn't line up with what you need. Well, did you communicate that effectively? Make sure you're reflecting over that. Make sure you're acting with integrity, follow your intuition, and put your needs first while still considering the feelings of others. Kristen, I specifically thought of you as I was writing that. So did you hear what I said? I will say it again if you want. I said, act with integrity, follow your intuition, and put your needs first while you're still considering the feelings of others. Okay. So tension leads to breakthroughs. So if you're feeling any tension, our emotions can feel like a crisis. So like it feels like a crisis within our emotional body, but all that's doing, that tension, is like the brink of creating a breakthrough. So remain present through this intensity to learn from it rather than avoid it. We don't want to avoid these tensions. We want to actually learn from them. And that's going to help us because essentially as we journey through this, we're going to get these tensions at times. And that's the really biggest way we can have a spiritual growth and an evolution, by feeling into these tensions and learning what they are. So now I'm going to speak to the other planets and how this energy is really being affected by what we've spoken to previously in other meditations. If this is your first time, I'll speak to it a little bit so you can understand. So Uranus is in Taurus right now. It's the planet that breaks things up. It's unexpected situations. It's there's another word that it's like the lightning planet. Like it literally just expect the unexpected. So it's helping us form new visions of how we attract abundance and demonstrate creativity. So it's bringing feminine energy to our relationships as it's in Taurus. And this only changes every 7 years. And we just shifted into this in March. So we're really connecting with feminine energies right now, and especially in our relationships as we're in this Libra full moon. So how can you take care of your own needs and the needs of others in a new way? So really finding that creative energy where you're taking care of yourself, but then you're also able to take care of the needs of the other people in your lives without disregarding them, and making it so it works for both of you. So this opposition is creating space for a breakthrough in how we think about our relationships. So really think about that for a bit. Okay, so now Jupiter is also in retrograde, which happened at the beginning of April, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion and luck and abundance. So it's really enhancing the energies of these planets and asking us to go inward, as retrograde does. Retrograde, and for any planet, basically makes us go inward and create that energy within here rather than out here. So it's asking us to expand from the inside out, breaking down limiting beliefs we have, old patterns and blocks that are preventing our expansion. So, if you feel like you can only get this by making money, for example, well, I can only travel if I have enough money. That's a limiting belief. No, you can travel if you set the intentions to travel and trust the universe to bring it to you. That's expanding yourself. Stopping old patterns that block you from expanding. So, for example, taking things personally is a big one that I think a lot of people need to work on. But when you take whatever's situation's happening to you personally, you're disregarding the fact that it's the universe bringing that to you so you can heal. So if we continue to have that old pattern of taking it personally, we're gonna have a hard time of expanding ourselves and getting somewhere and having that breakthrough. So it's gonna allow us to look at how we attract relationships in our lives and what type of relationships we call into our life. So you're going to notice if in areas where you have not healed those old wounds, patterns repeat itself. So until we do the work internally, you're going to notice you're going to call in the same type of relationships around you. So until it's understood or healed, it's not like, so I'll give you an example because this happens all the time to so many people. So I'm going to break up with him because, you know, whatever, so-and-so, right? And then all of a sudden they bring someone so similar to that person into their life. It's like, and now the way I see it is like, okay, so I'm going to either choose to do it with you or I'm going to go choose to do it with someone else, but I'm still going to have to fucking do it. That's it. So you're not going to just like be like, nah, I'm done with this person because I don't want to deal with this anymore. No, you're dealing with that because it's for you. So really pay attention to that when it shows up around people. I see a lot of, you know, I'm going to kick negative people out of my life, toxic people. But I almost feel like that's a limiting belief as well. In some ways, it does make sense if it is not for evolution. But sometimes when it shows up as toxic, this is really annoying. I'm sorry. It's for our growth, and we're taking it personally, and we don't need to be taking it personally, whatever it is. So make sure you're keying into that part, because you know, sometimes we end up being the toxic person in someone else's life because they're having a different experience than we are, the way we're coming across. And that's when we need to self-reflect on ourselves as well. So just a little bit of insight for you. Okay, I'm going to raise the vibrations in the room with the singing bowl, and then we're going to do a meditation. And I'm going to channel this one. So Erica, I think last time you were on, and I know Amanda and Ashley haven't been on before, but when I usually would do is I would read from a paper what I channeled earlier during the day. But now what I just started doing, which allows me to go deeper within the meditation, is I channel as I speak to you girls. So it's coming directly through source, through me when I speak to you. So it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. And my suggestion, don't try to do anything other than just sit and listen. And if you see your thoughts wander, don't get frustrated. Just allow yourself to be mindful of them and aware of them. But then when your awareness is like, oh, I really should be listening again, bring yourself back to listening to me. And also visualize yourself as we go through this journey. So that's pretty much my key insight around the meditation itself. But otherwise, just have fun. And if you can't, so every experience is meant to be different. So don't feel like, you know, let's say you were expecting something and it didn't happen that way. That's okay. I'm speaking to your higher self anyway, and I'm integrating it into you. So I don't want to say I don't care what your experience is, but you're getting more than you even recognize out of this experience. That's how I want to put it. Okay, so the singing bowl raises the vibrations in the room, just allows the energy to flow lighter and higher. I don't know how else to put it. So. Okay, so I just want you to calm down your energy now. I need to take a moment because I just said a lot. So I have so I'm in 5 acres right now in the middle of nature. So we have some crickets singing and frogs every once in a while. So I'm just gonna let it basically play for you girls. So just allow yourself to relax and get comfortable. And close your eyes. Take a deep breath through your nose. And exhale deeply. Relax your jaw and continue the deep breathing in and out through your nose. And just let go. Now let your mind become aware of your feet. Visualize a red light flowing up through your feet. And swirling around the top of your feet. Let your feet just fall where they naturally want to. And just let go. Now visualize that red light swirling up around your ankles. Let your ankles relax. Visualize that red light swirling up your calves and shins. And just let those muscles relax. Now visualize that red light swirling up the back of your kneecaps to the top of your knees. Letting your knees relax. And visualize that red light swirling around the tops of your thighs and oozing into the back of your thighs. And allow your thighs to just sink beneath you and just let go. Now visualize that red light swirling around your hips and turning into an orange light, encasing your hip joints with warmth and an orange light. Now let your mind become aware of your abdominal area. Visualize that orange light swirling around your torso and a ball of yellow light is filling your abdominal area. Let that ball of yellow light swirl, and with each breath you take, you feel that ball of yellow light expand. Now visualize that yellow light swirling up into your chest. And with each breath you take, allow your lungs to be filled with a green light. flowing up and swirling around your back, into your chest, and just let go. Now let your mind become aware of your hands. Visualize the light filling each finger, filling the palm of each hand, and swirling around your wrists and on up your forearms. Let the muscles in your elbows relax as the light swirls around into your upper arms and shoulders. Let your shoulder blades relax and sink down with ease. Now visualize the light flowing up into each vertebrae. And let the light swirl up into your neck. And open your lips slightly and close them. Swallow gently and visualize a blue light as your throat opens. Let your mind become aware of your head and face. Let your ears relax. Let your eyes relax. Allow that little space between your eyebrows relax. And visualize an indigo light swirling around into your forehead. And let your forehead relax. And just let go. Now visualize a purple light flowing onto the top of your head. And let the top of your head relax. Let your entire body relax. And just let go. And now that you're completely relaxed, I invite you to join me on a journey. Imagine you are standing on a path. You are barefoot in the woods. There are dried leaves on the path. And you feel that you are headed in a direction, but you don't know where. You become aware of your surroundings and see the lush trees around you. There are bunnies on the trail with you, just being one with nature. You listen to the sounds around you, the birds chirping, the trees rustling, and the leaves crunching with each step you take. You allow yourself to feel the air around you. It's cool with a little breeze, but the sun warms you just as it beams down above the trees. It's a beautiful day, allowing you to feel one with nature. You continue down the path as you're taking in your surroundings and seeing all the lively plants around you. And while you do this, you intentionally ground your feet into the earth, connecting with each step you take. You feel the light energy flowing up through your feet, bringing you more balance into your body. Helping you become one with this earth. You allow yourself to connect with your guides and key into yourself to feel any messages there are for you. Is there anything you need to hear? Is there anything that you see? Is there anything that you feel? As you continue down the path, you start to hear water. It sounds as if there's crashing waves gently flowing in and out. You continue down the path until you get to a clearing. You see that the path opens up to a private beach with no one there but you and nature and all its beauty. You see rocks litter the beach in some areas, with some big rocks over to the side, the waves gently crashing on them, in and out with the tide. You stop for a second and take in the vast beauty of the ocean. With nothing but pure blue meeting the horizon. You take a deep breath into this scene. It really allows you to connect with the all that's around you. You feel as this is a safe space you've been to before, as if it's your space, a place for you and only you. To help you connect with your energy. You start walking towards the shore, and as you do so, look down and take notice of any seashells dropped off on the beach. There are colorful shells of pink, yellow, and orange. Big shells wrapped around in a spiral. And you're loving all the unique shells and their beauty. You choose a shell or maybe more to connect with, to bring back with you until you can come to this peaceful place again. You allow yourself to connect with the shell. What energy does it hold for you? Allow yourself to keep it close to your side and place it where you feel best. Your feet make it to the shore as the water hits your toes. The water is cool and feels refreshing as your feet sink into the sand. As the wave gently washes over your feet. You take a moment to stand in mountain pose, being strong in your body, your soul, and your mind. You take a moment to connect with your heart. And you start to say your affirmations. I am strong. I am worthy. I am compassionate. I speak truth and I understand. I am in harmony. I am in balance. And I am at peace. You decide to take a deep inhale as you breathe in the fresh sea air. And allow yourself to be one with the ocean. Strong and powerful, but calm and flowing. This is the energy you decide to connect with, to bring with you out into your daily life. You are a goddess and you are free. Allow yourself to share that energy with others, as they deserve love too. Help them become strong within themselves. You thank the ocean by sending it gratitude in any way you feel best. You decide to turn around and start walking back towards the path. When you turn back, you see that the woods at the edge of the beach is lined at the forest floor with beautiful pink and yellow flowers, bringing in vibrant energy to the beach. You smile with knowingness that the universe gifted you with that beauty. You continue to walk towards the path, allowing yourself to bend down and take in the smell of the fragrant flowers that is meant for you to enjoy. You continue to walk the path and leave your beach with knowingness that it is there for you when you need it. You allow yourself to be in the moment of the path and take in any unexpected miracles that come your way. Whether that's connecting with an animal, receiving a sign, or just feeling into the energy around you. With each step you take, you start to bring yourself back to conscious awareness. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, stretch if you want to. Allow yourself to be in the room around you and slowly bring yourself back to here and now. When you're ready to open your eyes, please do so. You still should feel relaxed and awake. Give me a moment. When I channel, my energy goes all the way up here, so I have to bring it back down. So just give me 1 second. And if anybody wants to share what they just experienced, if they were able to connect, if anybody had a pretty seashell or animals coming through or messages, please share and make sure you journal that. I highly recommend that. Like for me, I saw a fox. Sorry, my thing was on mute if anybody was talking, but you're all on. I saw a fox. So but it was like a mama fox, I feel like. So that came out for me. But I felt like the way I saw it was a very rare occurrence to see a fox on your path. And actually that happened to me in real life. So maybe that's why. But it brought me back to that. And I was going jogging in the woods in real life. And this was like 5 years ago. So it was really random to come up. And there was a fox on my path and he turned around and looked at me and then just kept walking. And it was probably 20 feet in front of me, if that. And I knew that was a gift from the universe. So anytime we have occurrences, whether in real life through meditation, know that that is the universe gifting you and bringing you blessings. So how was that for you girls? Good? Anybody have anything to share? Or you want to do, or we could do the ritual, whatever you want to do, and then we'll do some cards. But share if you want. But if not, I would like you to grab a piece of paper. And if you have 3 white candles, you can use them, or I will use mine and set the intentions for the group. So totally up to you. But this is going to be all around releasing energy, cutting cords. Like, I'm super excited for this ritual to really bring in this new spring energy and creative, inspirational, next level of ourselves situation. I don't want to say, I just want to say energy, but I always say energy. But seriously, we're ready for the next version of ourselves, and we're all feeling like we just want to release this shit so we could just move forward and be free. And that was one of the messages I received, was I am free. And I tend to, I need a different candle. I tend to connect with that affirmation a lot. I am free. Okay. And I don't know if you guys heard it, but the wind got pretty intense in here, and energy shows up how it wants to. So I feel like that was very intentional as well. Okay. All right. So for this ritual, you can either just follow along, or you can do it with us, whatever you want to do. So where's my, okay, I keep losing my pen. I'm horrible. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do my cleansing part that I always do. There's always a mantra beforehand. So you can either do this as well as I say the mantra, or you could just listen and feel into the mantra that I'm saying and connect with my words. That's the best way to handle as I do this. And usually when I speak out loud, especially during these mantras, I get one with this earth. I want to say, like, I become one with everything, and I start to feel chills flow throughout my entire body, usually during these rituals. Sometimes more intense than others, but I love these. Okay, so I cleanse and release all energy that no longer serves me. I cleanse and release all energy that no longer is mine to carry. I shield and protect myself with the power of light. I am safe, I am protected, I am cleansed, and I am radiant. I cleanse my space with light and loving energy. Love and light surrounds me now. I cleanse my space with love and peace. Love and peace surrounds me now. I cleanse my space with a boundless white light. I am safe, I am protected. Only good dwells here. Okay. Okay, now what I want you to do on a piece of paper that you can tear out, have with you, you can write on it first, however you want to do it. But I want you to write down what you wish to release, let go of, or cut cords with. Whether that's emotions, whether that's ideas, whether that's beliefs, whether that's material things, habits, people, whatever it is that you feel like you need to focus on releasing, I want you to write it down now. Okay, so I'm done writing, but take your time if you're not ready. But I am arranging my candles in a triangle. So if you have 3 candles, do the same. But if not, that's okay. And then you're going to take your paper and for me, since I have candles, I'm putting the paper directly in the center of the triangle. If you do not have candles, put it directly in front of you. And what I want you to do is to close your eyes for a moment and think about what this person, thing, habit, whatever it is, whatever you're cutting cords with, take a moment to reflect over what it means to you, what this thing means to you. What has it meant to you? Think about the good times, the bad times, the things you have learned, and give gratitude for this experience. Just reflect over that. Okay. So I'm going to say a mantra. The time has come for me to release this energy as the time has come to move on. The time has come to let this part of my life go because it does not serve my next version of myself in the journey of my evolution. Thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for opening my eyes to what needs to change. Thank you for being a teacher, but I am ready to move on and leave this behind. Now I want you to take your piece of paper and hold it against your belly button, like on your solar plexus, and close your eyes. And what I want you to do, when you're ready to do this, is visualize a cord coming from your belly button to this other thing, visualizing it, and see the cord clearly in your mind's eye. So visualize it through your third eye. This is what this means. Don't be like, where's my third eye? Just visualize it as if it's there and feel into it. And imagine cutting the cord. So you're releasing your energy from this thing. You're done with it. You don't need it anymore. It's not serving you. It's holding you back, and you're ready to move on for this to be a lighter, better version of you. And as you're doing this, I'm going to say out loud, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you want to keep your eyes closed and visualize this thing, still totally up to you. And if you need anything else to share, do so now. Feel into that, what you need to share to say your final goodbye and get it all out. If you want, you can visualize yourself walking away and see the cord like fall away from your belly button, like you're done with it. And take a deep breath in and a huge exhale out, releasing that energy completely. Okay. I'm going to do another mantra with this piece of paper, and I'm going to rip this up. You could just, whatever you want to do, if you want to tear it up. I like to tear it up for releasing rituals, but I'm going to do a mantra as I do this, or you can crumple it up, whatever you want to do, or just hold it. Under the light of the moon, these cords have now been cut. I ask for a healing to take place. I ask for forgiveness. I ask for peace. May these cords remain removed as long as it is in my heart. As long as it is in my best interest and highest good. Help me to clear of these cords. Help me to find the freedom, love, and peace I am looking for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm gonna blow out these candles, and as I do so, I am cleansed, I am free, I've released all these cords that no longer serve me. I am light, I am love, I feel joy moving through me, life moving through me, I am whole, I am one. So I literally visualize myself saying bye to chocolate and candy. I'm like, bye, I'm done with you. I'm seriously, I'm so done with sugar. Like, I'm done with it. It's like, I released it so well last year. It was gone, like pretty much gone for the most part. And occasionally I would have like, it didn't mean anything. Then all of a sudden this heavy energy came up back to be like, no, you're going to experience this one more time. And I am done. So freaking crazy shit. But anyway, okay, I'm going to pull cards. I don't know if you ladies are ready. Good. Kristen, you're back. Okay, cool.
I have a weird question. Is anyone good with statistics?
No, I used to be, but I haven't done it in so long.
I've been doing homework the whole time. I didn't get to do meditation.
You didn't stop yourself? This is what
I can't. I have 13 minutes to do this right now. And I'm still 2 answers short.
Okay, what's
frustrated.
Good question.
All right, sorry guys, go back to what you're doing.
I don't know what it is. Anybody know statistics? No? Okay, sorry, we can't help you. Maybe ask me. Go give it to your husband. Look it up, find it. It's okay. You don't get the last 2 questions. I think you're still gonna pass. No?
There's only 3 questions.
Oh. All right, ladies. Okay, Chelsea. Pulling your card first. That's not my okay. You got metamorphosis. Let's see what that one's about. 25. You are in the process of deep and beautiful change. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it is never without losses or sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. So I feel like this is what's happening right now with this moon too. So if it feels like that, like kind of like that, it's because it needs to be released. So it's trying to die off. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin or a caterpillar dies, so that butterfly can be born. You're required to release your old ideas and embrace a necessary change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being to be asked to let go of low self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habits. Way to go with the card that connects with the moon. Literally. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you become. So worth it. Always worth it. Even if it seems scary at first. And I know this is connecting with you because it's connecting with everyone right now in some way. So just try to think about it. If there's any fear behind it, try to reflect on why you're fearful of it too. Okay. Do you have anything to say to that, or you're good? You're on mute.
Well, I saw a dragonfly when I was doing the meditation, but not like I saw it like in the black of my eyes, not like visualizing it. Like it was weird. Like you know when you close your eyes and you can see like light?
Yeah, it was like a
Yes.
dragonfly.
Yeah, but it wasn't like in the meditation. But I looked it up and it was like about transformation and adaptability and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it,
No,
yeah.
that's totally aligned with that. That's awesome. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's all dragonflies represent transformation, so that's awesome. So if that's just reassuring you that you're on the path of transformation right now, and just trust it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pull my card now. Commitment. Commitment to fucking cutting out sugar. God damn it. And caffeine. This is gonna be the hardest thing in my life. Okay. But I think it's also representing a relationship. But I think it's around that. Staying committed. A true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. Partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates the natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal or metaphorical marriage. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. However, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. Be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnership with spirit and the highest version of your own self will engage the highest self in another. This is also definitely to my relationship with my husband as well, so that's awesome. Good card, good card. All right, Kate, maybe yours will be your statistic answer. I wish I could have that for you, but I don't. I used to be really good at math, but I feel like it would take me a long time to just get myself back into it. Okay, you got coming to light. 29. The card 29. Could that be the answer?
I wish it was.
Okay, so it says something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of itself. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. So you got to release your agenda. Release it. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. That's a good card too.
Yeah.
Just show up for that, whatever you're doing over there.
I am showing up.
I know.
Not working.
It's so funny. But you do, that's pretty much like, just continue to show up. Like I was saying before, even for meditations. That's exactly what I was saying. You just show up. That's all you need to do. So treat everything in your life like that and just show up where you're needed. And then even for yourself, make sure you're doing that for yourself too. But keep showing up and it'll just transform in divine timing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's got it. Okay, Kristen. You ready? Woo! You got Into the Unknown. Guess what card number it is?
37.
Nope, 7.
One or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Trust, and all will be revealed. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. Right? Are we like a little confused right now, right? Okay, perfect. Okay. You're required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into the unknown territory. Have faith in the unknown. This is like my biggest thing. Whenever I start to fear it or feel like I'm not sure, I say, okay, I'm losing faith. I need to have faith now. Now is the time to trust. Imagine that you are not only a pathfinder, but a path maker. That's a good one. And I feel like you connect with that. I definitely connect with that. Absolutely. I cannot go and like follow anyone because I'm making this journey and I'm trusting myself completely in it. And you're part of that as well. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. I know you connect to that card, but you could speak to it if you want at all.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. What?
That's all I got.
Okay, good. This is everything I know. All right, Erica, playing you a card now. I hope you enjoyed the meditation with us again. Did it help you? Remember you were saying you're stressing out over there? Are you feeling better? I can't wait. You're on mute. Hold on. Go ahead. Say it again.
Yes, I'm feeling better.
Okay. Thank goodness. So you actually got the encouragement card.
Yep.
There you go. So let's see. 54. Okay. Perfect. So it says, you are receiving a nudge in the right direction. A misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage, and only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition, and now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become too discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again. Everything is always well all the time. But sometimes we get into that pattern of fear and we feel like it's not and we don't know how to get back. But actually we're perfectly where we need to be and all is well, and we just need to find that place again to continue on our journey. So take another road and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your higher power. You can't always get what you want, but spirit knows what you need. Something better waits around the corner. Do you like that card?
Yes. Yep.
Good. I hope me sharing that energy tonight was helping you too, because I know you were feeling like you needed something. So did that help kind of reassure you in some ways too? In the beginning with what I was talking about? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Amanda, I'm going to pull your card. I can't see, but I know you're here. Okay. Your first card ever for me. Are you there listening, Amanda? Are you asleep? Is she asleep? Can anybody hear?
Probably.
I know, it puts you to sleep. Thomas, just so you know, I fed them already. Babe, I fed them already. I fed them for you already. Yeah. Okay. Amanda's asleep. That happens. But at least I put her out. All right, girls.
She's pregnant, so she falls asleep a lot.
Oh, I thought she was pregnant because you were sharing the prenatal vitamins. How far
Yeah.
along is she?
I think she's like 17 weeks.
Okay, this is still pretty early. And how many kids does she have? One?
1.
Okay. Cool. That's fun. How old is the other one?
Grayson is 3.
So same age difference as Jade and Preston.
Yeah.
You have 2. Yours is 2, right? 2 years?
I think it's the same as Jaden.
Savannah's Jade's age?
Savannah's 3.
Jade's 4.
Oh, okay.
They're 3 years apart. So what I'm saying is Max and Savannah are 2 years apart, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Max.
Almost.
Well, yeah, because Max and Preston are almost the same age.
Yeah.
I think Max is a little older, though. All right, ladies. Was that fun? Were you able to connect to you or not? Were you connecting to the meditation, Kate, or no?
I had you guys in the other room because I was trying to figure this out.
I thought. Kristen, were you able to connect with it? I can't hear you. You're in mute. Now I can hear you.
I think I fell asleep, but something connected because one of my friends texted me being like, checking in on you.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, well, I want to remind you guys too, it's heavy energy this full moon, so just go with the flow. I'm speaking to your higher self, so no worries. Just trust the process. But take all that in and try to remember what you're releasing. I need to make a commitment to this as soon as possible, which I feel like I just did, but now I really have to make sure that commitment.
Really committed to chocolate.
What? Commitment to chocolate. Well, it's not even chocolate. Oh, coffee is probably my hardest thing. It's going to be coffee. I've done it before. All right, ladies, I guess I'm going to sleep now. 11. All right, good night, girls.
Bye.